You doing today? Today's video, what we're gonna talk about, what I'm gonna talk about, how to deal with people annoying, irritating you, angering you, upsetting you, making you feel any type of way whatsoever, and how to deal with, even if you're making them feel some type of way, how you can control that, because the same technique, the same methods are gonna apply. So a lot of these ideas, to give credit where credit's due, comes from Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. And he really talks a lot about how when you're feeling a certain way, it's almost like you gotta imagine it like it's not you. It's not who you are. It's not your true essence. It's not what makes you you. It's just, the way I look at it, is like it's your body's natural survival instincts that were made over a millennia ago. I'll say that word, I don't even know how long ago that was, but over a million years ago, where it's just naturally giving you impulse reactions to environments. And it's like, I'll get to the point, but it's like, somebody makes you angry or somebody makes you afraid. Be honest with yourself. One of them, the fight or flight, you probably heard of that before. That there's really, if you go back, it's like if you see a tiger in the forest, sorry if I look angry, that was a sun in my eye, but the idea is like if you go back into the forest and there's a tiger or a bear, that's gonna tell you to run. Oh, that's gonna tell you to fight it. I was doing running on that, and I brought this up in a lot of videos, but it's like it really does come up. It really does come to the same basic principles. If you try to deal with somebody making you feel a certain type of way, you gotta. It takes a lot of self-awareness. Like, I'm not saying I'm no expert. I'm not saying I'm Eckhart Tolle. This is something I'm practicing. It does work. I've experienced this and I understand it only through it actually changing the way I feel and the way other people feel. Where it's kind of like you let the feeling come up, and you just know that it's there. It's like, oh, I'm getting angry. Now that sounds really, really simple, but when a feeling comes up, when an emotion comes up, you can actually become unconscious. That sounds weird, because it's like, what do you mean I'm unconscious? I'm awake, I'm here, I'm not in the bed laying down to sleep, but it's like that emotion wants to come up inside of you, and it wants to control your future thoughts and actions. Emotion, it wants to come up, and it wants to put anger in you. Because that's just the body's natural survival instincts. The reptilian brain does that, along with the reptilian brain. The cerebral cortex is the thinking brain, and then there's the limbic brain. That's the one. The first two brains, the reptilian brain and the limbic brain. The reptilian brain receives the impulse from the outside, and the limbic brain, your second brain, attaches an emotion to that. So it'll tell you to be angry, and then you're like, oh, I'm angry because this person did this to me. And it's like, no, we got to take this a step back. You're angry because your survival instinct is giving you an automatic simulation response to the environment. And if you can bring true awareness, true consciousness to that situation, and you don't try to suppress the emotion, you don't try to throw it away, or you don't even express it, you just, I feel this anger rising up in me, almost like it's a little bug, like inside of you. It's like, I'm just gonna let it come and I'm gonna let it go. It's kind of the same thing when they give you angry thoughts. It's so complicated, but it's really just this simple at the same time. Whereas like they describe the mind as being a blue sky, and when you get a thought that's like a cloud in the sky, and you gotta just let that cloud go on by. Let it keep going. Don't hold on to it. Don't attach to it. Don't let it take you where it wants to go. That's probably the most important thing, is to just realize it's there and then just accept it. Be like, okay, I'm feeling this way right now, but don't go anywhere with it. Don't start thinking the angry thoughts. Don't start thinking irritating thoughts. Don't start, feeding that emotion, because they'll turn into a downward spiral. Once you start thinking about it, the thoughts will fuel the emotions will fuel the thoughts. You'll create a cycle. It'll go on like that literally forever. And then, somebody could just bump into you in the supermarket. How you doing, cognitive, if you see this? Somebody can just bump into you in the supermarket, and then you're just natural response is like, I'm gonna get irritated. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with anyone. That's just a natural bodily human instinct, and we gotta just learn. Really, a lot of my videos are about we're walking around on autopilot all the day. We're not truly aware of our actions. We're just beasts of habit, and we're beasts of impulses. And a lot of my work is really just trying to get up people to understand what are their impulse reactions that are going on, to understand that maybe they're not as aware about them as they think they are. And if they were to just try to learn some awareness. So what is really awareness? It's not necessarily like you have the thought, it's like, oh, I'm thinking, I'm doing this action even. Like, I'm driving my car, I'm aware. You know, there's a saying, is like, how many times have you gotten into your car, drove home from work, if you drive a car, and then you get home and you're like, oh, how did I get here? How many times have you done anything in your life where you're like, hey, you come to that moment where it's like, how did I get here? How did I do this? Or you don't remember something? Or you got OCD. I honestly think I used to have like serious OCD where I used to check the door like 1,000 times. It'd be like, is it open? Is it locked? Is it locked? Is it locked? Is it locked? Is it open? Boom, boom, boom. Like shake it all up. Like I'm trying to do everything. And like I'm gonna just break the door now because I'm checking it. And it's like, why do I gotta check it 1,000 times? I checked it 50 times. Why am I still here doing this? It's because I wasn't truly aware. I'm just like, maybe I'm just thinking about it. It's like there's a thought in my head. It was like, okay, check it, and I'm just checking it, and check it, and check it, and check it, and check it. But I'm not bringing the bodily awareness. I'm not here like, okay, the door is here. This is the handle. I feel it, not like as a thought, but as a feeling. It's like I feel in my body, I close it, and I feel it, because I feel like that's where a lot of awareness really starts with. Not just feelings as in my emotions that's coming up, but just as I'm walking around. Let's feel how my legs are moving. How are my knees moving? How is the pain in my feet? The pain in my lower back? How's the sickness in my stomach that I feel from not dieting so well? You know, things like that. That's more of awareness. But when you just have a random pop-up thought, you have a random pop-up emotion, you gotta understand, or, you know, Eckhart Tolle calls it the pain body. You have so much, think about this, how much past history do you have with anger, perhaps violence, you know, misery, sadness, depression, anxiety, and there's just something is really just triggering it. And it's like it could be the littlest thing. It's like it pushed me over my edge, and it's like, it's not like that tiny thing really just picked you up and threw you away. It's not like that. It's not that simple. It's more like you were probably walking around at your edge all day. Not to point fingers at anyone, I do this myself all the time. That's the only reason I could understand anything I talk about. Anything I talk about it is because I understand that, and I understand it because I do it. Like I feel changes of states of mind. I feel when my body feels a different way. I feel when my thoughts and my actions can completely change on like, not like just a surface level where I'm like, there's leaves here, I'm gonna pull this leaf off. No, it's more like not a force, but it's almost like I changed the state of mind that I'm in, and it's almost like you become a different person. You could come into your true self. You could be the relaxed, loving, fun, peaceful version of you that was just your natural human God-given right, and that you came here to be as a child before society ripped it away from you, and they put all their rules inside of your head about how you're supposed to live your life and things you're supposed to do. But you know, that's going into a whole nother subject. But you know, the points do remain the same. And they do all relate, and I feel like all my videos relate to this one video right now. Getting back on point, how to stop people from annoying you. How to stop, you know, just emotions. It's really about how to stop your emotions from getting the best of you. How to stop your thoughts from getting the best of you. And just bringing ultimate awareness into it. Bringing, as they call it, consciousness. Trying to practice meditating, trying to practice letting go of those thoughts, letting go of those emotions. Like one of the advantages I have from going through lots of anxiety is now when I'm in a situation where everybody else is freaking out, it's like, I'm used to freaking out. I'm used to figuring out how to calm down. Calming down is a practice. It's not, you know, it's supposed to be a good God-given right, but I'm just gonna say for the point of the video, it's not a God-given right anymore. It's not just your right. You know, it is your right to be peaceful, relaxed, carefree, happy all the time, but are you? So let's say it's not your right anymore. How are you gonna get there? It's practice. I tell this to my son all the time. If you want to stop having anxiety, if you want to stop freaking out, then it's literally just practice. It's literally, you have to sit in your room, or you could do this anywhere. Honestly, I think there's a power to trying to meditate in a place that's like just noisy, where it's like just the idea is not, don't put any pressure on meditate. It's just the idea of every time you get a thought in your head or emotion comes up, you look for your center of peace, and you try to let go of it over and over again. Just realizing you're having a thought, or just realizing you're having emotion coming up, that's all you're looking for, really. You want to keep finding that place over and over again. And as you keep finding it, it grows and it grows stronger. And now I get on to the point of how you're going to influence other people's emotions. I've gotten to the point, and like I said, I'm no master, but I've gotten to the point where I'm good enough at just doing these simple techniques of just literally like, oh, I feel my anger coming up. Not suppress it, let it go. Just let it go. It's like, oh, it's weird. It's like I look at it like it's not even me anymore. Like I can really see it. Like these are like bodily experiences that you have to have inside of you to really understand. But it's like I can see it's like I don't be like, okay, now I'm angry. Now I have to yell at you. No, it's like, oh, there's anger coming up. Let me figure out how to let it go. That's really the mindset. That's really the mindset behind it. It's like, oh, there's sadness coming up. How can I let this go? How can I move on it? How not suppress it, not depress it, not make it worse? How can I truly just release this from my body? How am I going to bring my awareness to it? And as Eckhart Tolle describes it, all you need to do is work on your awareness, and you bring your awareness to that emotion or to that thought. And if you just accept it 100% fully, you just embrace it like it's just something happening, and you don't let it lead you, it will just leave on its own. Like it's so crazy how simple it is, but it's so hard to do if you're lost in a bad mindset and a bad state of mind. But it's really that simple, where you accept it, and you're through your acceptance, through your being with it, through your understanding of it, through you not accepting that as part of you, just something coming up inside of you. But it doesn't mean you have to be angry. It just means you have to learn how to let it go. Once you get to that point, then you can. Getting back to what I was talking about, you could even control other people's emotions. Because now I even notice I can feel my anger coming up, right? So weird now just describing it. But now I can sometimes, when I'm interacting with somebody, I feel it coming up, like it just keep coming up, keep coming up, keep coming up, keep coming up. And it's like, there's two reasons for that. It could either be that their anger is triggering anger hiding inside of me, or it could just straight up be how much anger they're walking around and carrying around with. But either way, the method is the same. I was like, oh, anger coming up, let it go. Anger coming up, let it go. Anger coming up, let it go. I have conversations with guests, customers, even family members and friends that go like this all the time. I don't know. It could be because my own anger could be triggering their anger triggering my anger, and it's going back and forth. But as I let it go, they get more calm too. That's really the point I'm trying to make here. If you can learn, it sounds, God, this is how Eckhart Tolle describes it in a lot of ways. Like, it sounds so complicated, but it's because it's not really about the words. It's because there's no like real description in a sense that really matches exactly what it's supposed to be, because it's a bodily experience. It's you standing here being like, okay, that made me angry. Take a deep breath and let it go. Try a breathing technique. This helped me out like immensely the other day. Clear my head, clear a lot of bad emotions, a lot of bad thoughts. You breathe in, hold for 3 seconds, breathe out for 3 seconds. Return to normal breathing. The point is to practice letting go. Practice letting go of things in your own life. Realize maybe if you're being a hoarder in your own life, go into your home, look around your home, look at if it looks like it's clean or if it looks like it's an organized mess. How much stuff do you have that you don't need? What do you not let go of? The reason I bring this up is because the whole idea, the whole practice, the whole point is that you just gotta learn to let go. This will, like as I said too, this will not only affect your emotions. If you can let go, it will change the state of minds and the emotions of the people around you. Because once you change your state of mind, they either have to, there's only two options. There's only two options though. If you change your state of mind, they either have to come up with you, or you gotta let them bring you back down. But if you keep coming back up, keep coming back up, keep coming back up, they have no choice. Two opposing energies can't live in the same place at the same time. We're beings of energy. So if you just hold your state up, you keep letting go of that anger, keep letting go of that anger, they have no choice but to be more calm. They don't even understand it. They won't even know why. They'll be unconsciously calmer, but you'll be there in a grounded place of knowing. And as I was saying, while you gotta try to get rid of things, see what you're keeping that you don't need, be so honest with yourself. Be more honest with yourself than you ever been before in your life. Look around your home, look around your room. be honest with yourself. Try to make that apartment, try to make that house as empty as possible. Really pick at the things that you don't really use. Pick at the things that you don't use that often. Pick at things that you can live without. Because the reason you might be holding on to those things is because we came to a society where we're so materialistic. We're all such hoarders that we don't, I'm pointing fingers at myself too. I had to get rid of so much stuff. But we hold on to everything, little thing we can. It's like, oh, we're scavenging. Like, I think we're we're a bunch of squirrels and scavenging nuts. Like, oh, there's a new toy for me. There's the new iPhone, new computer, new car, new house. It's like, yeah, you need a computer, you need the car, you need the house. Do you need all that other stuff? I don't know. What do you collect? Do you have a bunch of DVDs, a bunch of toys laying around that you don't honestly use, that you just like to collect things? And it's like, there's not necessarily a problem with collecting things, being a hoarder, but if you're trying to let go of emotions, you got to practice, and thoughts and anxiety and depression and in your problems, anything, whatever is going on in your life, you're trying to deal with anything, it starts with yourself. It starts with, what are you holding on to? What are you not letting go of? Because I find too, the more stuff I get rid of, it's just, you got to practice letting go. That's the whole part of the breathing. Maybe I'm holding on too much because it's hard. With thoughts, like, you got a thought, like, think about this. When you get a thought, do you just let go of that thought, or do you let that thought lead you to another thought, and then 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 to another thought, just like never ending, and then to another thought? How long does it go on before you stop? Understand that they're lying to you. Every single thought you will ever have is going to tell you it's so important. It's going to tell you have to think it out. It's going to tell you this is a life or death situation. That's just how your mind works. Your emotions are the same way. They want you to attach yourself to them. They want you to become part of them. They all want to live their life through you. They want to take over all of your future thoughts and actions, leave you no longer in control. And your only way you can regain control is by just learning and mastering the art of letting go. Of bringing up all those emotions, all those thoughts you're running from, and accepting them, feeling them. A lot of times too, it's good when you just really feel that emotion in you. You just feel that energy in you. Focus, let the thoughts maybe bring you to where that emotion is, but then focus on how you really feel. Because it's a lot easier at times to let go of the feelings and the thoughts, because sometimes when you let go of thoughts, and another thought comes, then another thought comes, then another thought comes, when you can let go of the emotion causing it and let go of 1,000 thoughts. But at the same time too, do let go of the thoughts. Do practice letting go of everything. Look around your house. Look at what you can let go that you don't need anymore. Just let go, let go, let go, let go. Become a master of letting go. If you become a master of letting go, there's nothing you can't do. Let go of the things you even want in life, because they're not going to make you happy. Getting them isn't going to make you happy. You just want to feel like you're moving forward towards something. That's all the human mind, the human instinct wants, to feel like it's moving forward. There's nothing you can get that can get you happy. So you can still chase those things. You can still want those things, but ironically, you might find it easier to get everything you ever wanted in your entire life if you don't need it anymore. If you don't want it so badly. Not don't want it so badly that you're not willing to put in the work, but don't want it so badly that you're not putting your life's happiness dependent on anything outside of yourself. Everything needs to be dependent on you. Kind of do that because I'm checking to see how much longer I got to record the video. I think I said a mouthful. I hope you guys learned something today. If you have any questions about anything I said, you'd like me to elaborate more, feel free to leave a comment, because I did kind of just throw in a lot of different points to try to tackle one subject, but I feel like they were all related. And just take the points that you need. Take whatever stood out to you, hold it into your head. Think about that over and over again. At least you're gonna think, let's focus on something positive. And then, if you want to become a master at getting everything you want and being happy, it starts, and you know, now that's my original point, not letting people annoy you. It starts with just becoming a master of letting go. Letting go of your thoughts, your emotions, objects, everything. You choose how you react to an environment. Change your reactions, change your thoughts. I like this. I'll leave you with this. There could be a homeless man standing there, and I could be like, get out of here, homeless man. Why are you here being homeless? Or I could feel bad for him. You could be angry, or you could feel sad about it. It's your choice. I'm out of time. What are you gonna do?